risks of hiring a virtual assistant. I get this question a lot. A lot of you guys are also, not sure about hiring a virtual assistant and are thinking about the risks that come with hiring a virtual assistant. Today, I'm here to discuss those risks, of course, but more than the risks, I'm here to discuss how you can mitigate those risks. So, it's definitely helped a lot of businesses. Hiring who have hired a virtual assistant has scaled to exponential levels. And of course, they've gone through those risks as well. And how they have mitigated those risks is something I'm going to talk about today. So here are 5 ways we can mitigate the risks of hiring a virtual assistant and all the risks that come with hiring a virtual assistant, while at the same time making sure that you guys are built for success and use these services to the best of your advantages. So here's the first way: data privacy and security. Of course, that is the number one concern every business out there has, is that how can my data be secure? If we are hiring a virtual assistant, they are sitting on another part of the world, they are working remotely, we are not able to track them, we are not able to see what they are doing. How am I supposed to be sure if my data is secure? So yes, there could be instances where your data, could be compromised. And if you want to avoid that, I would suggest that you work with an agency, a virtual assistant agency, rather than hiring a virtual assistant directly yourself. You could always go ahead and just post it on social media and get a virtual assistant applying for the job. But do you think that it is a safe way of hiring a virtual assistant? I don't think so, and I wouldn't suggest it. You can go through these virtual assistant agencies like, there are so many in Philippines, India. We are a virtual assistant company. Our company's name is ClerkTech, so you could work with somebody like us. Apart from that, there are also websites like Upwork, freelance.com, who also promote hiring virtual assistants in different parts of the world. You could use them as well. Please work with a proper virtual assistant agency that vets its employees, that makes sure that they go over like a proper due diligence process for every employee that they hire. The second most important concern that I see with virtual assistants or hiring virtual assistants is communication gap. So a lot of my clients feel that the virtual assistant that they will hire may not speak good English or may not understand what they are saying. It could be true in a lot of ways, but as long as you're vetting them properly based on their communication skills, as long as you are interviewing them, speaking to them, trying to know their level of English, writing, reading, speaking, I think that's what you should be looking for. If you work with virtual assistant agency, they all generally prefer hiring virtual assistants who speak very good English. So maybe that is something you should consider. But at the end of the day, communication is a very important aspect of doing any job, and you should make sure that when you're doing the interview round, when you're selecting the virtual assistant, you go with a good virtual assistant that can speak in the same language as you, while at the same time he or she is going to represent you in front of your clients, so they are able to converse with your clients as well. The third most important and a common concern that I get from my clients is accountability. How am I supposed to make sure that my virtual assistants are accountable? Are they doing the work on time? Are they following the deadlines? Are they prioritizing the work that I want them to work on? How do I make sure that they're doing the work that I want them to do? Well, there are a lot of tools out there. I would strongly suggest that you do a daily or a weekly call with them just to know what they're working on, and on a day-to-day basis try to understand what they're prioritizing on. Of course, you could have them update some checklists. You could probably use these project management tools like Asana, Monday.com. There are a lot of tools online, so you could just have them use those tools, update their day-to-day task, and then you can have a look at the end of the day. But yes, it's very important that you connect with your virtual assistant every once in a while, so you know that they are doing the work, one, so they are accountable for their work and their priorities. At the same time, they are spending the time, they are giving the quality of work and the dedication that you require from them. And one more common concern, the fourth concern that I hear a lot from my clients, is high turnover. Well, anywhere in the world, if you hire an employee, turnover has become a big issue. With the opportunities available with employees applying for jobs globally. It's very easy to, for an employee to move one company to another and then quickly just leave where they are with the previous company and maybe not even complete their term with notice period. It's a very common problem. It doesn't have to only be confined to a virtual assistant. Even if you were to hire an employee, turnover has become a big issue for businesses. I know you invest a lot of time in trading, and I'm sure you want to make the best of that investment. It's important that you have a proper agreement, an employment agreement in place, a proper contract with the virtual assistant agency through whom you hire. And the virtual assistant agency has to make sure that they have a good employment agreement with the employee that they hire, that they can at least make them stay for a year, if not more. We have clients that have worked with the same virtual assistant for more than 5 years now, and they're very happy with their investment, and they are getting beautiful fruits of returns from these virtual assistants. But at the end of the day, it's very important that you treat them well, because if you treat them well, they would want to stay with you as well. So I think that's the answer to your question. If you are facing high turnover with employees, I would say that have a proper agreement and make them feel like a part of your culture, your family, your work environment, and I think they would want to stay with you longer. And continuing this topic, but of course, an important concern is cultural gap. So a lot of clients think that because the virtual assistant is from a different country, there is a huge cultural gap. They may not understand how we think, how we talk to clients. They may not understand our terms. They may not understand what we feel about, what our personal life is about, and maybe they have their own way of doing things. Well, at the end of the day, now that the whole world is working globally, with you could be in any part of the world and have clients at any part of the world and have employees in any part of the world. So everybody is well versed with working with different cultures. Of course, it's important to spend some time with your employees, with your VAs in the initial days, to explain to them, to talk to them, spend time with them, tell them about your culture, tell them about the culture that you have in your company, and give them some time to understand it and understand their culture as well. I would say that it's a good learning for you to understand what they are they have experienced in the past and what they go through on a day-to-day basis. That is something which will be an eye-opening environment for you as well. So I would say it goes both ways. Try to make them comfortable in your culture, but at the same time try to understand their culture as well. Well, these are 5 risks that that come in when you hire a virtual assistant, and concerns that I get questions from clients about. And these are some ways you can mitigate them. We try our best at Clerk Tech to mitigate these risks, and that's why we have had very successful virtual assistants working for our clients for a very, very long period of time. If you are looking to hire a virtual assistant, please do reach out to us. Our company's name is Clerk Tech. The website is clerk-tech.com. We will also include the details in the description. If you have any questions, please do write them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to make another video about that. You can also send me an email, which will be included in the description as well. My name is Abhishek. I'm the head of operations at Clerk Tech. Thank you so much.